Welcome to Women of the Week. Do you sometimes feel like you're not getting the right amount of acknowledgement for the things that you do at work or in your community or maybe even your own family? Well, don't worry, it doesn't mean you're not accomplishing amazing things. In fact, this week's Women of the Week do not get a lot of public recognition and are not well known, but they've contributed greatly to Klal Yisrael, to the Jewish people. When we talk about the four mothers of Klal Yisrael, we're talking about Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. But really, there were two other biological mothers to the tribes of Israel, and that are Bilhah and Zilpah. They were given to Rachel and Leah as handmaids by their father Lavan. So let's learn a little bit more about them. When Leah got married, so Lavan gave her Zilpah, and when Rachel got married, Lavan gave her Bilhah. Now, according to Rashi, Bilhah and Zilpah were actually their half-sisters. They were the children of a handmaid of Lavan's, and so therefore they were considered maidservants, and he gave them to Rachel and Leah, but they were really half-sisters, and they were really raised near them, together with them. And yet still, these handmaids merited to be the mothers of four tribes, of Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. So how is it? How did these handmaids merit such a tremendous accomplishment, such a tremendous contribution? And I think that the answer lies in the fact that they allowed themselves to be influenced by Leah and Rachel. They surrounded themselves with the greatness of those women, and they allowed it to penetrate into who they were. And I saw it written that the name Zilpah comes from the shoresh lizalef, to flow. And just like we talked about how Leah's tears flowed because she was so upset that she was worried that she was going to be marrying Esav and she did not want to marry a Russia, so too Zilpah's tears would flow for the same reason. She saw that with Leah crying, and she followed suit that she didn't want to marry Esav either, and she was concerned she would marry Esav. And for Bilhah, she really stepped into Rachel's shoes when Rachel passed away. Rachel died in childbirth with her son Binyamin, and Bilhah kind of took her place, and she mothered Yosef and she mothered Binyamin as her own children. And I think these women, Bilhah and Zilpah, really took the roles of Leah and Rachel and made it their own. They really tried to emulate them. And I think it's a lesson for us about who we surround ourselves with and who we allow to influence us. I think, obviously, we know we should choose good friends for ourselves, and we should surround ourselves by people that are going to bring us up. But let me ask, who do you think you spend the most time with every day? If you're like the average American, you might be spending about 5 hours a day on your phone. And I think we need to ask ourselves, what are we doing with our phone? Our phone, if we're spending 5 hours a day on our phone, then it really has the potential to influence us greatly. And I think we need to ask ourselves, what are we doing with it? Are we exposing ourselves to things that are uplifting us? Or are we, God forbid, using it for things that are bringing us down, for things like that we wouldn't want our children to be watching, just entertainment and vulgar language and all those types of things? Are we using our phone for good or for bad? And there's tremendous amounts of good out there that we can be using our phone for. I'm going to make a plug for an app, Meaningful Minutes, which you can scroll through, just like someone scrolls on Facebook. You can scroll through and find a lot of inspirational quotes, inspirational videos, all Torah content. And there are websites like Aish Torah, Aish.com, Chabad.org. There's plenty of Torah resources out there, and even Torah types of entertainment. So I want to encourage all of us to think about the way that we're using our phones, and think about the lessons. Like this week, let's think about the lessons that we learn from Bilhah and Zilpah about how much we can accomplish when we allow ourselves to be influenced by greatness, and think about how we can use our phones for something good. This week, let's learn the lesson of Bilhah and Zilpah on how strongly we can be influenced by the people around us, and let's choose great influences. So we all need time to chill. We all need time to scroll through our phone. But maybe we could take some of that time and check out the great Torah content that's out there. Let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear from you.